Good evening, I'm Justin Betty. Tonight, a Horace man has pleaded guilty to a string of burglaries at businesses all across Cass County, totaling over $100,000. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor has details, including how some places that weren't directly impacted are still being affected by these thefts.
Shelby Witt of Horace will spend the next 5 years in jail after he admitted to more than 30 burglaries spanning across Fargo, West Fargo, Horace, and Castleton. This is a map showing the number of area businesses burglarized since September of last year. Police say Witt didn't act alone, and business owners lost more than $100,000.
If we can recover any other property, we would do that. A lot of what was taken was cash, which unfortunately was dispersed by the suspect and suspects for other illegal activities and other things that they did with the cash. So that's likely not recoverable.
Court documents revealed a Fargo Billiards and Gastropub was one of the businesses that was hit. A safe containing roughly $20,000 had been stolen. Fargo Billiards participates in charity gaming, which helps benefit nonprofits within the community, and the stolen money was meant for the Boys and Girls Club.
Crime is always very unfortunate for everybody, but when it affects kids, that's when it's really upsetting. And the theft that we experience takes money directly away from our kids.
CEO Robin Nelson says the Boys and Girls Club serves about 1,400 children a year. She says this huge loss creates a significant setback.
This would affect some of the programming that we offer, some of the meals that we serve, some of the curriculum that we use, some of the activities that we do. It breaks my heart to see something like this hurt our kids.
And in a message to Shelby Witt and his potential accomplices, Nelson says,
I wish that you would have had somewhere like the Boys and Girls Club to attend, because we help children grow into productive citizens that contribute to the community.
In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Fargo Police Chief says prosecutors are now reviewing charges against other people who they believe helped Witt commit these crimes, and they say more charges are likely. All right, let's take a look outside now. What should be yet another busy weather week ahead. Here's First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with details. Hutch.
Justin, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. As we close out our Tuesday, we warmed up across the valley, but it was a windy and gray day, and a few showers of snow were evident out there as we look in on downtown Fargo. Here's the details. First and foremost, after a very frigid start to the day, things did correct themselves. Remember, we were below zero in Can-Do this morning to start things out. Temperatures did reach the low 30s there. Langdon 34, 36 Grand Forks, and near 40 across much of western portions of Minnesota. A few snow showers up along the international border associated with some warmer air that's trying to push its way in. We have some snow on the way for some of us, and by the time we get to that drive in the afternoon, we have some accumulation that's expected. We'll go through it in hour-by-hour style in a bit. Rain is expected down south to start your day as well, so be prepared for that first thing in the morning. Rain with snow developing. Then a bigger system has some in leads, I guess, with some consternation with Hutch in the forecast because it's prom night. Yep, might be necessary to have the coveralls handy because there could be snow by Saturday night and into Sunday morning. We'll have details on that and how much we're expecting across our area. But for tonight, things breezy, cloudy, and steady temperature-wise. The rain makes its way in as we begin our morning hours. I'll have details on the track of the rain, who sees snow and how much in your hour-by-hour forecast, Justin, in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. We have an update on a fire that damaged 3 homes in South Fargo yesterday. Valley News Live viewers reached out asking if the homes on 57th Avenue South were too close and if that's what caused the fire to spread. However, today Fargo's inspection director told us the homes are up to code. He says the minimum distance between is 8 feet and says the city's land development code is in place for that exact reason, to stop fires from spreading. Fire officials also tell us the wind, not the proximity of the homes, was the main problem. No injuries were reported in this fire. The Wadena Fire Department says a shed was destroyed in a fire this afternoon, killing several puppies. The report came in just before 1. Fire officials say the shed was being used to house the recently bred pups. Officials believe a heat lamp inside is what started that fire. No people were hurt. Authorities in Polk and Grand Forks counties are searching for the person who took police on a multi-county chase and then ran away. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says it started in Grand Forks County, where police tried to stop a vehicle, but they had to give up their chase when it reached Polk County in Minnesota. Police say the suspect then ditched their vehicle in Crookston. 2 canines tried to track them down, but they were unable to follow that person. Authorities say at this time there is still no threat to the public, and the investigation is ongoing. Whether you call it a labor shortage or a worker-friendly economy, finding people to fill vacancies continues to be tough for many businesses. North Dakota Highway Patrol is involved. They say openings that used to attract several hundred applicants now are lucky to get a few dozen. They currently have 9 different positions open. It's about 10% of their staff.
So it just puts a burden on other troopers to pick up some of those late night shifts, some of those early shifts, or just even picking up some of that on-call stuff, because we always have somebody available to respond.
As an incentive to get new faces in the door, NDHP is currently offering sign-on bonuses up to $5,000. Applications are due 1 week from today, April 25th. Interviews start the first week of May. You can find a link to apply on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this article. Despite its growing population, the city of West Fargo had an overall decrease in crime last year. According to the 2021 crime stats, overall crime dropped 8% compared to the year before. However, the number of crimes against persons, against people, increased by 50 incidents. So the drop was largely led by drops in property and drug crimes. West Fargo police say in 2021 the department still responded to about 28,000 calls for service. Hey, don't count on any cheaper gas for your summer travel plans. Prices at the pump are inching up again. The average price for a gallon of gas bottomed out last week at $4.07 nationwide. It's already up 3 cents by today. Experts blame uncertainty in Ukraine and typical price increases from the increased summer travel season as some of the reasons behind the hike. Now in North Dakota, the average price for a gallon of gas is a bit lower, $3.85 right now, according to AAA, 3 cents lower than last month, though still more than $1 up from last year this time. In Minnesota, AAA says the average is $3.86. New tonight, a trove of files just released by the Minnesota State Patrol shedding some new light on a rollover crash last summer involving 2 top elected officials in the state. Carolyn Cummings has details.
1, 2, 3.
Nice and easy.
This is video from the scene where DFL State Auditor Julie Blaha and Senate DFL leader Melissa Lopez Franzen were injured during a rollover crash last August on their way back from Farm Fest. Blaha was driving at the time of the crash and ultimately faced a ticket for failing to yield on the highway, which State Patrol said caused the crash with a semi. She took a breathalyzer, which showed 0 alcohol in her system. But it's this lone can of White Claw at the scene that's drumming up controversy. Some Republicans questioning why no one was charged with an open bottle law violation.
How much liquid do you think was in there?
It was pretty full.
Pretty full.
I mean, it got my arm pretty good. It got the backpack pretty good.
That's an exchange between the local assistant fire chief who responded to the scene and a state trooper in a follow-up call after the crash. A field report from another trooper, according to the files, said the can was cold to the touch. Another unsealed can was this non-alcoholic drink. According to that same report, the senator admitted that the White Claw beverage was hers from earlier in the day and said she forgot about it in her backpack but didn't consume anything while in the car. In a statement to WCCO, Chief of Minnesota State Patrol Colonel Matt Langer said in part, quote, "The crash was thoroughly and objectively investigated and submitted to review by the local prosecutor. Ultimately, the result of that review, he said, was the failure to yield citation." Caroline Cummings, WCCO 4 News.
Both Blaha and Lopez Franzen went to the hospital with minor injuries following that crash. According to the report, the driver of the semi was not hurt. Still ahead tonight, we'll show you how bird flu is already impacting Minnesota wildlife.
And as we head to bed tonight, we're watching showers of snow along the international border, but it's what's happening to our southwest that will spread our way in the form of rain for some and more snow in your forecast for tomorrow. We'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect coming up right after this.